Hey everybody out on YouTube, it's HillsidePrepper552. Just want to take a minute to say sorry I haven't been posting lately. I've been pretty busy with new college class. I've been really busy. Today's the first day of it. So uh one of the things I wanted to talk about, one of the things that's really irritating me right now is the whole IRS situation, especially with these refunds and this whole unemployment tax thing or whatever's going on. But kind of just to get a little background on the whole thing with my situation and why it's going to relate to what this channel is about is, so like everyone else filed taxes. I thought it was February 22nd, but I looked on my actual tax return today. It was February 25th. So it's not unusual to wait a couple of weeks. So a couple of weeks rolled by in March. I'm thinking, it's a lot. They haven't seen the return yet. And, they had the news stories that they're backed up and that they weren't accepting returns till February 12th, and that whole thing that they were still processing 2019 returns. I'm like, it might be a couple more weeks, probably. Just oh, and by the way, getting the stimulus checks, no problem. I got all three of them. There's people out there who haven't gotten any of them, but anyway, I was like, we'll give it a couple more weeks, see what happens. And April rolled around, still nothing, checking every day. So I tried to call the IRS. You ain't getting through on their line. I would sometimes try it 3 times a day if I had the time, and I'm like, not getting through. So keep checking, keep seeing news stories. Don't call the IRS. Keep seeing people on YouTube. Don't call the IRS. They're busy. They're getting 1,500 calls every hour. Some obscure number. They're way behind. The tax laws change. They're busy with the stimulus. Their printers don't work. Just this long list of excuses. And I'm thinking to myself, man, if this were me, if this was my job, I would be, we'd have people on me saying that I'm not giving timely service. And I understand, the pandemic is really nobody's fault. The loss of jobs, loss of employees, and all the technical issues, that's nobody's fault. Those are just, natural things that occur in every business. But my God, to be behind in millions and millions of people's taxes. I think today's numbers was 29 million, something like that. So it's just crazy, but I kept waiting, kept trying to be patient, kept having other sources come in, like the stuff that I do as it is. So was planning and prepping, trying to make sure I have cash on hand in case something happens where not able to use my debit card or go to the ATM or whatever. But today I was like, all right, this is 13 weeks, I think, something like that. Almost 3 full months. 25th, it will be 3 full months since they filed. So they've been talking about the Taxpayer Advocate Service, and I guess that's a service for people who, have problems with the IRS or, like if they're having a financial hardship, like let's say somebody lost their job and they're owed their taxes, but it's still processing, then they could issue I forget what it's called, but it's like it's an expedited refund or something like that. So I was like, well, I'll give that a try. So I tried to call that number, and that sent me right back to the IRS. And I'm thinking, I'm just gonna go through the menus and get told the same thing. So I went through the menus, and lo and behold, I actually got through to the waiting line. I'm like, wow, that's an improvement. And this was probably around 3 o'clock in the afternoon that I did this. So it said 10 to 15 minute wait. And I don't even think it was that long. I think it was like 14, maybe 12 minutes, something like that. It wasn't long because I remember setting up my computer to get everything off my tax service and make sure I have everything, something to write down the person's name with so I can have a reference point if I ever have to call back. And, just because you always want to take notes too. I mean, they put things in their systems, but sometimes people do forget to put things in their systems. I've been guilty of it at my positions and different jobs of forgetting to put something in. So, just for, my sake and their sake and everybody else's sake that's involved with the whole thing, get the name, whatever. But I didn't do that. I was a little preoccupied with trying to get some studying done at the same time and take some and highlight some notes in my textbook and whatever. So this lady comes on, and I said, I know you guys have gotten millions of phone calls on this. I know, the pandemic, blah, blah, blah. Just the whole, basically, I'm sorry for calling, but here's the situation thing. So lady, goes through my information, she's asking everything. She goes, when did you file? I said, well, like it said accepted February 25th. So I said, you guys accepted it, like, I think the same day or even the next day, whatever. She goes, okay. She goes, do you mind if I put you on a brief 5 to 7 minute hold so I can look into your information and see what's going on here, why it hasn't been processed? I said, yeah, that's no problem. 4 to 7 minutes is nothing, 5 to 7, whatever it was, it's nothing to wait, compared to some people waiting an hour to even just talk to somebody. So I'm waiting, and I had my Bluetooth headphones on because, trying to hold the phone up to your ear while you're highlighting notes or whatever. I was like, I'll continue doing what I'm doing, and she's going to do what she's going to do, and that way I'm not, sitting here on the phone wasting my time and not getting anything done on top of everything else I did today. So I was like, okay, I'm waiting. All of a sudden, I hear that my phone hangs up. Like, it makes that sound when, on the Verizon phones when it hangs up. I'm thinking, you gotta be kidding me, right? So I look, yep, it definitely hung up, lost the call. I'm like, I should have given her my number. I should have made sure I had her name written down. I'm like, I'll just start over. If I got through this time, I'll get through next time. Nope, not getting through again. Had the same message twice. You get through all the menus. There's a website that gives you all the menu directives, and it got through twice, and it says, we're sorry, due to high call volume and the area you're calling, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, I've had enough of this. I can't get through the IRS. I tried once, or actually I was successful once, but I didn't get nothing done. I can't contact taxpayer advocate because they say there's little they can do, and you can't get through on theirs. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do the next big thing. I'm going to call my congressman. I saw that was suggested on the internet. It's not something I try to bug my congressman about, especially I do know my congressman personally. But I don't want to bug him about my tax issues. I feel like that's not any of his concern. Then I got to thinking, it is his concern because I am a constituent, he's responsible for these types of things. And I guess people, called their congressional person or whatever. So I call his office and I speak to the lady and I said, look, I don't want to repeat the whole same story, but here it is. And she said, okay. She said, this isn't unusual for this time of year. And, she was starting the whole spiel. And I said, yeah, I know what the news said. And she goes, yeah, that's what the IRS told us too. And I said, not for nothing. I said, I got family members who filed in the same capacity that I filed as, and they've already got their tax return back. She's like, really? I said, yep. She goes, yeah, I got mine pretty quickly too. So she goes, well, I'm gonna give your name and number and your email address to the staffer. She goes, because before we weren't allowed to make congressional inquiries to the IRS about this, but maybe that rule's changed. So I said, wow, that'd be really great. And so she gave my number to this person, and I'm waiting for them to call back. It's one of the staffers for the congressman. But I was like, I said not for nothing, but, the IRS and all these tax prep people and all these tax advisors and tax gurus and their grandmothers are, basically saying, don't call the IRS. You're just going to have to be patient and wait. And I'm thinking, well, there's two problems with that. Number one, if I owed money to the IRS, they wouldn't be patient and wait. They wouldn't give me 3 months of time to say, oh, I'm still, processing a way to pay you. And it's certainly not, my bills aren't going to wait either. My car insurance company, they're not going to sit there and say, yeah, it's fine, we'll wait 3 months for payment. If I was on a monthly payment thing, that might be arranged. But when I'm paying it all at once, which now I might have to reconsider doing that, they aren't going to do that. The first thing they would do is, hit me with insurance lapse, suspend my registration, and then, here in the state of New York, you're going to be hit with a misdemeanor if you're caught driving with no insurance like that. So nothing else waits. And, and why is this important for prepping? Every video I do, I try to talk about the importance of prepping and different things. But let me tell you, when you don't have that cash and you need it, it's a struggle. And millions of us are out here struggling. And there's ways that we've prepped. This is certainly not the things that I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about something else. But it's affected my ability to, look down in the future. I mean, it is a sizable amount of cash that would help get me through until, the next time that I got paid or whatever. It'll push my bills out. It'll allow me to make larger purchases that I might need. I don't know what I'm going to need in 6 months to a year. Who knows? Something major may happen to my car and I might have to produce a lot of cash real quick. You just don't know. And that's the reason why I've been seeing for the longest time that prepping is important. Now, one of the biggest things that, mindsets I've had was started around 2009 when the Navy SEAL Cade Courtley did his show Surviving Disaster, and basic things, like especially during his pandemic one. That was a really good episode about what to do if a major pandemic broke out. Obviously, this isn't something that's like, you know, like a zombie virus, whatever. But still, you've already had two situations where people have made runs on toilet paper and run on gasoline when the cyber hack happened. So you always want to have something, because it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And that's really the whole prepping situation. So this really sucks, and I hope that this situation changes soon. I really hope that my congressman or her staff or whoever is working on it can get through and get this process moving. But it'd be nice to see it moving for 2 million Americans. And I can't help but worry about inflation with this universal income coming in soon, and I don't know how we're gonna pay for any of this. But looking at my situation and my own future, this is not helping any. So those are my thoughts for the day. Like I said, sorry I haven't been posting for a while. I've just been busy with school. One semester ended, now another started. I only had 3 days break maybe, and everything in between. Life doesn't stop. So these are my daily thoughts, and hopefully tomorrow I can get back on track and talk about the things I actually wanted to talk about. So it's Hillside Prepper 552. Catch you guys later.